So, welcome to another day of sharing my journey on cloud and DevOps. So, today I'll be working on my first project that we are given in the cohort. I'll be working on my first project. So, let's have a review of what I'll be working on today. So, let me go to my notepad. So, this is my first practical project deployment. So on this session, on this very session, I will be creating a network. I'll create a network in AWS. So I'll be creating a VPC. I'll be creating a subnet. I'll be creating an internet gateway. I'll be subnet association, route through configuration, security group creation, VPC flow log, S3 buckets, security group rules, ingress and outgress. So I'll be making a little sketch of what I'll be working on. So number two is creating EC2 instance and doing my configurations, creating DNS, obtaining my public IP. So the overall project, I will be deploying a web page to my web server. I'll be creating my VPC, my web server and everything, configure it. Then I will deploy a website, maybe a static website on it on the web server using the mobile extent. So let's quickly have a sketch of what I'll be doing on this project. I'll just give a little sketch. I like to sketch my work before I begin. So I'll be using my Word document to just show an illustration, actually not a standard anyway, just to make a sketch of what I'll be doing so it will be easier for me to follow up. So I'll quickly I'll create a VPC. I'll create a VPC. Okay. Okay. I'll remove the fill. No fill. No fill. So this is gonna be our VPC. Then I'll create a subnet. Let me insert another sheet. Subnet. So this will be our subnet. I would use a small fill. Okay. Then I'll put our instance, EC2 instance. So I'll be doing that here. So please note that this is just a rough sketch. It's not the standard, but it will be a guide for me to follow while I work on this project. So this is it. Then I would insert a bucket symbol. I think I have that here. Okay. Okay. Let me move this one. It's a bit. I won't waste time on this because it's just a rough sketch. Okay. So let's add our router. Let's add our router. Okay. Then let's add our internet gateway. Internet gateway. Let me use this. So this is our internet gateway. This is our router. Let me change the fill color. Let me use okay, let me use this color. And for this gateway, let me change the color too. Okay, let me use no. Let me use something else. Okay, let me use black. Okay, so I'll add flow log. I'll add the flow log, VPC flow log. So I will just choose another. I'll just choose another symbol here for the flow log. Um, okay. Let me do. Sorry. Let me move that. Let me use another symbol. I want to use something like a funnel, because if the flow log, actually the VPC flow log is a kind of security that we want to implement. So what it actually does is that it tracks all the inbound and outbound traffic coming into our web server. So it records them and send them to the S3 buckets. So that is basically what we want to implement here. So I'm just looking for a symbol that looks like a funnel. Okay, let me just use this. Let me use this. Let me use this. Okay. Okay, so basically this tracks every traffic coming to our VPC, both the outbound and inbound traffic. So it collects both the IP addresses, the source addresses, the location, and everything actually that will help to analyze security on our VPC. So that will basically track everything on that. So I'll just make it red. Let me make it red. So this is what we want to do. We'll connect okay, we'll be connecting our we're connecting let me name it also. Let me insert a VPC. So let's choose a network block. We'll use 192.168.0.0/16. This is for our VPC. Then for our subnets, you can do dot 10 dot 10/24. So these are subnets, subnets. So let's give the VPC a name. Let's say CMAT or let's say Focus agency. Okay, so we are good. So we'll be connecting all this together. We'll be working on it together. Let me also name this to so this will help me, this will guide me on once I begin to create the actual infrastructure on the cloud. Then let me also connect this. Like I said, it's just a rough sketch. It's not a standard, just a rough sketch. So okay, so this one will be running through our buckets. This is the S3 buckets, X3 for our flow log. Then this is our VPC flow log, VPC flow log. So this is our router, our route table. I keep calling it router. like I'm doing what is it called, packet tracer, but they're all the same anyway. Route table. Okay, so this is what we're working on. Then our internet gateway. Let me see if I can insert something there. Let me use screen. Let me connect this. So it will go this way. Okay. Let me just connect this one directly, since I already have this one here pointing here. So this one can move this way. Okay, so let me quickly get to our virtual cloud and do all this. Okay, I've not named this one. Okay, I've named this just internet gateway. Internet gateway. Internet gateway. Okay, let's head to. So basically, what happens here is that when network, when traffic is entering into our VPC, so the VPC flow log will collect every data of all the inbound traffic entering this very virtual cloud, and it will send it to S3 buckets. So it will be storing every data that will be collected from here into the S3 bucket. Likewise, all the traffic that is going out and coming in, so everything will be stored inside here. So this is our subnet, this is our EC2 instance, and our route table, and every other thing. So let's quickly go to the cloud now and practicalize everything. So let's head to my VPC AWS console now. So here we are at the console. So our first thing is to create the VPC. Remember, we create the VPC and we're going to be naming it Tokens Agency. So we'll be going to VPC. Then we'll create a VPC. We'll be creating only VPC for now, and we're going to be naming it Tokens Agency VPC. So let's choose our CIDR block. Remember, we're using 192.168.0.0.16/16. We'll be implementing that here, 192.168.0.0.16. So we'll be leaving it every other thing defaults. Every other thing at defaults, we are good. So you just click create. We have created our VPC now. So next on the list, let me go back to my notepad again. We have created VPC, so let's create our subnets. Let's create our subnets. You can see our subnets tab here. So we'll create our subnets. These are I created this one before now. So I'll be creating a new one now. I'll click on create subnets, select the VPC, look at the one we created now, Focus Agency. I'll select it. Then subnet settings. Subnet name, we'll see name it Focus Agency subnets. We'll choose our availability zone. Let's do this first one, Virginia. Let's select this first one. Then we'll be selecting our subnet CIDR block. So we'll do 192.168.10.0/24. So remember, the first VPC CIDR block is /16. So the rule says that it must be between /16 and 28. So whatever subnet we are choosing must be between this block we have chosen for the VPC. So for this network, for this subnet now, it still falls under /16. All right. So we'll be using this one now. Then we'll go down to the setting. We have nothing again to set, so good. Everything looks good. Then I'll create my subnet. So now we have created our VPC. We have created our VPC. We have created our subnets. Next is what? Internet gateway. But before then, let's create S3 buckets for our flow log. Let's create our S3 buckets. If you come here, you can see we have created the VPC. We have created our subnets. Then next, I want to create our S3 buckets where we'll collect the VPC flow log, right? So let's head back again. So let's go to our console again, S3. All right, I will now click create buckets. Create buckets. Yes, general purpose bucket. Then my bucket name, I'll say Focus Agency flow log. flow log, right? Flow log buckets. Okay. So this is all we need to do here. We don't need to do any other settings here. So every other thing looks good. So we'll go ahead now and create our bucket. We'll come down here and click create bucket. Good. We have done that. So the next we are going to do is to create our flow log, our VPC flow log. So we'll head back to our VPC. This is our VPC. See, this is the one we created now. So we'll head over, and that reminds me. Remember when we created this VPC, this one, automatically it creates a route table. You can see it creates a route table. So I might not really create new route table. I might just edit this very one, but I will just show us how to do that. So, or I might just create new one actually, but I will still use this old one created, because once you create a VPC, it comes with a default route table and also network access control list that comes with it. That is for the security part. So let's go back again. These are VPC. This is the one we created, all right? So we'll go inside this one. We'll come down here. So you can see what I just said now, that it came with a default route table. You can see the route table have been already associated to this subnet. You can see that. So, but let's go and create our flow log. Go to flow log. We'll go to create flow log. So we'll name it locals agency flow log. So it will ask us, what do we want to filter? What kind of information do we want to filter? We want to filter every traffic. Every traffic. We need every traffic that is coming into our VPC. Then how long do you want to do this? What is the interval we want to do this? We want to be doing that every minute. Every minute. So the system will be updating every minute as the traffic is coming into the VPC. So now it's asking us, where do we want to send our VPC log to? The destination we want to send our the log data to. So we'll be selecting our Amazon S3 bucket, right? S3 bucket. So I'll just do okay, I'll have to copy the ARN of my S3 bucket. Let me go back to the S3 bucket. Where is it? We have it here. So if I come to this place, I will go to properties. Okay, so this is our ARN, Amazon resource name. So instead of typing it there and making mistakes, I will just copy this one. I'll just copy it and go back to where is that? Yeah, here. And go back to my S3 bucket RN and I'll paste it here. Okay. So we'll leave it at default, the log record format. We're going to leave it as a default format. All right. So these are the informations that will be filtered, the traffic, all the traffic that will be coming into our VPC. These are the information that we're going to be collecting with the VPC flow log. So these are the informations we'll be collecting from everyone visiting our web server. Then log formats, the file format, we'll be leaving it as text default, as text. So in case of security analysis, the security team can use the flow log data to do their analysis. So this is all we need to do here. So I'll go ahead and create flow log. Okay, so we have created our flow log. Next, we're going to do is to create our route table. So we have done this, we have done this, we have done flow log. All right, then we are going to create route table now. Route table now. So let's go back again. So let me close some tab. Let me close some tabs so that it doesn't confuse us. Okay, so here we are now. Let's create our route tables. But remember I told you that whenever you create a VPC, it comes with a default route table, which we can actually edit and use. But let me just walk us through on how to create the subnets. Sorry, route table, sorry. So I'll just do this. So you click on create route table. Then we'll give it a name. We'll give it a name. Then we'll select the VPC that we want to attach the route table to. We'll select our VPC. So it should be this very one, right? Then once I click create now, it's going to create this route table. But I wouldn't want to be creating this one since we have already default route table. So I'll be using that one. I will just go and edit the route table. That is the only thing I will need to do. I'll just rename the one that already comes with the VPC. So I'll go back to the VPC. I'll go to the route table. Let me verify the one. Let me verify the one that was created at default. So we'll have this one, route table. This ends with 74225. 74225. So I'll come back to route tables. I'll look for it. I'll look for it. 7422. Let me go back there again. VPC. See this. Oh, why is it not showing, right? Okay, okay. We have it here now. So we can just quickly rename it. Let's rename it to Focus Agency Route Table. So save. Okay, so but because this one came as default, it's already associated to our subnet. I don't know if that's true, but let me confirm that. Let me confirm that. Subnet association. Subnet association. Okay, okay. There is no subnet associated now. All right. there is no subnet. You can see it here. There is zero subnet association. Okay. So what we'll do now, we're going to be associating it with a subnet. If you check my sketching here, right, the route table must be what? Associated to a subnet. So we're trying to link it to a subnet right now. So let's quickly do that. So I'll go to edit subnet association. Edit subnet association. Then I'll have to select the VPC, the subnet we want to associate our route table to. All right. Selected that Focus Agency subnet. So I will save association. I'll save association. Right. So what have we done so far? We have created our subnet, created our route table, created our S3 buckets where we'll be collecting our flow log. Then let me check again what we need to do again from. Okay. So we have done this subnet association. We have not done configuration. Then we have not done gateway. We have done this S3 bucket. Then we have done this. We've not done security rules. So let's head back and do internet gateway. We'll go back. So we are trying to create this one now, our internet gateway, which is this one I presented in that color. So let's head back to our VPC now and create our internet gateway. So if you check this sidebar, you'll be able to see internet gateways. So we'll be doing internet gateways. We create it, go to internet gateway. Okay, we have a couple of ones I've created before. I created this one. That was a few days ago. So I'll be creating a new one for this new VPC. So I'll say create internet gateway. So I'm going to name it again, Focus Agency Internet Gateway. All right, internet gateway. Then do we need to do any other thing here? No, we don't need to do any other thing here. So you create internet gateway. Okay, so now next we need to do is to what? Attach our internet gateway to what? A VPC. All right, so if you also check my diagram here, this is our internet gateway. So we are attaching it to what? Our VPC. All right, because this is what gives us internet access to the internet. So every traffic leaving this VPC will go through the internet gateway, and every traffic coming into our VPC will pass through the internet gateway. All right, so this is like will I say, just like the name sounds, a gateway. So it gives way to inbound and outbound traffic. So let's quickly attach that to our VPC now. So we'll head back to our dashboard again. I wouldn't be using this green highlights, so let me go to our gateway. Okay, let me do it from here, so it will be more straightforward. So we are now here on the gateway. So I'll select the gateway I just created now, which is this one. I'll select it. All right, then I will go to actions, then attach to VPC. Attach to VPC, I'll click that. Then I'll select this VPC we've created. All right, I'll select it, then I'll attach internet gateway. Good, so we have done that. So what next is on our list? what next in our list? We're going to create um, security rules, right? Security rules. So we're going to be creating security rules. So let's head back to our dashboard again. You come down this sidebar. You see under security, you have network access control list. This one comes as a default. Immediately create the VPC. This one is attached as a default, right? So what we'll be creating is the security group. Actually, this network access control list is what protects our subnet. So it's like a subnet firewall, right? It gives security to our subnets. But the security groups offers extra security to our EC2, all right? This secures our subnets and the security group secures our EC2. So we'll be creating the security group. So let's go to security group. So we'll create group. So under the security name, we'll still name it Tokens Agency Security Group. We can now describe it. This security group belongs to all DevOps, belongs to the DevOps. Let's do okay. Okay, so the VPC, will see attach our VPC. Which of the VPC are we attaching it to? We have it here, right? We select our VPC. Okay, so for now, our outbound rule would give ourselves access. This outbound rule, we are giving ourselves access out of the this one allows us to go into the internet, all traffic. So this one allows all traffic to leave the VPC to the internet. All right, you can see they are warning us here that this destination allows your instance to send traffic to any IPv4 or IPv6 address. So this very protocol allows all traffic out of the VPC. Okay, and it is essential because if your EC2 is running some packages that needs to be updated and upgraded by time, so it allows the EC2 to go into the internet, access the internet, and update packages that need to be updated. So that is one reason why we'll have to give access to our VPC to access the internet. All right. So this is our outbound rule. So let's add let's add inbound rule. The inbound rule are we going to do all traffic now? Though it's not safe to do all traffic. It's not safe to do all traffic. So custom, I'll say allow my IP address. Allow. So basically I'll be accessing the EC2 from our mobile instance. So that's why I'm allowing my IP address to have access to our VPC. So I'll be saving it this way. I'll save. Okay. Okay. So let's go to our rules. Inbound rules, outbound rule. Okay. So we've done that. What do we do next? Let's check our also list. Okay. We've done this one, ingress rules. We've done this ingress rules under security. So what again we need to now create our EC2 instance. We need to create our EC2 instance. So I'm going back there again. So I'll come back to my console. This is our EC2. I'll go to the EC2. All right, here we are. So I will launch a new EC2. Okay. So I'll go to launch EC2. So I'll be naming it Focus Agency Web Server. Remember, we want to host a simple website on this very server. So we'll choose our operating system. So we'll be running it on Ubuntu. So we'll select Ubuntu. We'll select Ubuntu. So let it load. Okay. Select Ubuntu. Then instance type. Instance type. I hope this one is not going to charge me. Okay, let's we are doing yes, we're going to use T3 micro. Okay, because I'm running on the free tier account, so I really want to manage my resources. So we'll be going with the T3 micro, which I'm eligible for. So select that. So this one basically gives me 1 gig memory, 2 CPU. So it's actually something that will run a light website, not something heavy. All right. So here under network settings, I am going to edit the network settings. Okay. Then here, VPC, I'll select the VPC I am creating this EC2 for. So we are creating it for Focus Agency, right? I'll select it. Then auto assign public IP. We are sure going to be enabling this. Why? Because if you don't enable this, you will not be issued our EC2 will not be issued a public IP. So since we need access to the internet, right? Because we'll be using the public IP to do DNS resolution. We'll be connecting it to our domain when we get our domain. So we'll be needing our public IP. So we'll be enabling this. Very important. We'll enable this auto assign public IP. All right. Then under the firewall security, we'll be selecting existing security group. Remember, we created a security group. We'll be selecting that security group here, since we're not creating a new one, so we'll select existing one, and we'll have a drop down. We'll have it here. We'll select our security group. Okay, so if you come here, how many numbers of instances we want to put? We're just creating one. All right, we're creating one. So if you're doing yours, you can create more than one, but for this purpose, we're just launching only one instance. So we check every of our settings, everything looks good. So every other thing is left at default. Yeah. So what we'll do next, we'll now click on what? Launch instance. Launch instance. I'll click on that. All right. Next is what? We have to create key pair. All right. Okay. Let me go through here so that it will be much easier for us. Let me go back. Let me go back. Let me go back. Okay. This is where I almost skipped. Let me highlight that. You can see that we needed to create our key pair. So this key pair allows us to remotely access our web server from our client's um, system. So we need to create a new key pair. All right. So once you create this key pair now, the public one will be stored on the server, while the private one will be downloaded automatically to our system. So I will just create new pair. We are using RSA algorithm. This is a very strong algorithm for creating key pairs. So I'm going to name it let's say Tokas agency key. Okay. So like I said, this is a very strong algorithm for creating key pairs. The encryption is, I think it should be 128 bits if I'm right. 128 bits encryption algorithm. So we are going to use that to create our key pairs. So create our key pair. You can see it downloaded automatically. It downloaded automatically to our system. So this is what we'll be using to access our web server. So we've done that. So next we'll now say launch our instance. Good. We have launched our instance successfully. We have launched our instance successfully. So let's go back to our instances and see if we have been issued a public IP address. Let's go back to the instances. Okay, this is the one we created now. Sorry. Yes, this is one we created now. Tokas agency web server. So this is one we created, is running right now. So go inside the instance and see if we have been issued a public IP address. Okay, you can see that here. This is our public IP address. You can see that. Yes, this is our public IP address. So this is what we'll be using to connect our domain so that our domain will be able to what? To be linked to our web server. All right. Because those that will be visiting our web page will not be giving them this IP address. So basically, they will be using our domain name to visit the website. But the DNS uses this IP to locate that very to connect to that very domain. All right, it's called the DNS resolution. So the DNS will resolve this IP to a domain name. So if you check down here, public DNS, we don't have it yet, so I'm going to enable it. All right, I'm going to enable this public DNS. So how do I do that? We'll do that at the VPC level. So go back to the VPC, go back to the VPC level. These are VPC, right? I'll refresh that. So go to the VPC. Let's go back. So this is our VPC, all right? So go to the VPC, then we'll click on actions, then edit VPC settings. Edit VPC settings. We'll click on that. Then we'll come here. You see where it says enable DNS host name. Yes, we're going to be selecting that, enabling it. Then after we've done that, then we'll click save. So let's go back and see if our DNS is showing now. Let's go back to the instance. Okay, you can see here that before we don't have anything here. There is no DNS records here. So let's refresh that and see what happens. Okay, 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 let it come up. Okay, this is the web server. We're going to the web server again. You can see it's resolving. Okay, let's refresh that. Okay, sorry, we are not on the right instance. Look at the name here. We went into the wrong instance, the wrong EC2. So this is not where we're meant to be. So let's go back. I was wondering why I'm not seeing the public DNS here. But this is the wrong instance we are in now. So let me go back. This is one we are meant to view the instance, this very first one. So we're going into the first one. You can see this one is not running because I stopped it. This one is not running. All right, it's the one that we created now that is running. So we are going into this one. Okay, you can see that our DNS is ready. Our public DNS is ready. Okay, so we have been able to, let's check our to-do list again. We have created VPC, we have created subnets, we have created internet gateways, subnet association. Yes, we've not configured our routes. Then the security group, we created a security group, we created a VPC floor log, we created the security rules, right? So let's go and configure our routes table. We'll go back to our dashboard. So we'll go to our route table. I think I have that opened already. Go to our route table. Let me refresh again. Okay, so this is our route table. We'll click into our route table. Then what do we do next? We are going to edit the route. We edit the route. Okay. So if you see here, you can see that this very rule, this one allows our VPC to communicate all the resources within this network, communicates locally with these routes. Okay, communicate locally with these routes. So what we want to do now is to configure the route that allows our VPC to live to the internet, so to access the internet. So let's edit routes. So under routes, this is the one already existing. So we'll do add routes, select. So we are going to be using this to go to the internet. So here we'll be selecting our internet gateway. Okay, so remember in our diagram, this allows our VPC, the subnet and whatever to have access to the internet. All right, so we've created this one earlier on, and we have created everything inside here. So we want to allow our web server access to the internet so that whenever there is an update, maybe it wants to update a version of a package and all that, you can have access to the internet and download and update whatever version of program that it wants to update. So that's why we're doing this now. So we are connecting, we're giving access to the internet. So we'll come back here, we'll select internet gateway. So it will do that via the internet gateway. Okay, then we also have another one that says NAT gateway. This one basically what it does is that if we have different subnets, maybe we have a public subnet and we have a private subnet. Okay, then let's assume that the resources running on the private subnet are resources that we don't want to give access directly to the internet through the internet gateway. So maybe let's say the subnet is running some back-end resources. All right, so you don't need to give access to the internet directly, because that could expose us to a lot of vulnerabilities, so we don't want that to happen. So that's why we're using this one. Is for what, if your subnet is public, if you want to give access to the internet, you want to give your subnet access to internet, use internet gateway. But if you want a restricted kind of access for a private subnet, okay, if you have created a private subnet, well, you're going to be using this network address translation gateway. All right, so basically what it does is that it allows this private subnet access to the internet, but it will restrict access from the internet to these subnets. So it allows traffic outside the subnet, but it will not allow a traffic to come into it. So because it's private, it's supposed to be private, so we're not supposed to expose it to the internet. But because this one is we are creating it for, we are serving it to the public, we'll be using internet gateway. So we'll go select our internet gateway. So under here, we'll select the exact gateway we're using. So this is the exact gateway we're using. We select it, then click save changes. Okay, so this is it. We have completed this task. What again do we have here? I think basically we've been able to complete this task. So let's check our to-do list again. So we have created our instance. Yes, we have created our SSH key. Okay, we have created our, all this comes with this EC2. So we've done this number 2. So we are not going to, we'll be creating our DNS record IP address. So we'll be creating our DNS record. So let's head back to, I want to use Namecheap for that. I want to use Namecheap for that. So we head back to a browser. Let me go to where I think I have it logged in one of my browsers. So let me get to here, Namecheap. Okay, so I have account already with Namecheap. I've hosted a few websites I use for my e-commerce sales funnel, e-commerce sales funnel. So I hosted them here. But this one that we're going to be doing now will be hosting it on our private server. So we're going to log in and purchase a new domain, a brand new domain. You purchase a brand new domain. So let's log in. Let's log in. Okay, here we are on the dashboard. So let's go to domain lists. So here you can see I have few domains here. Yes, this one. Purchase this one. That was when did I purchase that? Yes, that was April. Then this is one of my funnels, my e-commerce funnel. This one I use for my e-commerce funnel. Then we'll be purchasing a new one. So we'll be doing Tokas agency, right? Tokas agency dot online. We are going to the cheap one for the cheap one because we don't want to spend a lot of money doing this, right? So let me search. Okay. Okay, so we have this available to us. We're going to be purchasing this one right away. Okay, let me add it to carts. So let me go to carts. Let me go to carts. View my carts. Yeah. View my cart. How many domains do I have in these carts? I think I need to remove one. I need to remove one. Okay, I'm removing this one. This one we want to purchase. This one we're buying now. I'm removing this one. So I'll just remove this one. Okay. Well, we don't have any coupon yet. I don't know if we can get coupon. Let's see if we can get coupon. Let me see if I can use ChatGPT to get a coupon. Give me an active Namecheap coupon for a new domain, any domain name. For dot online, for dot online extension. I don't think that would be that would be possible because already the domain is already a cheap domain, less than £1. Okay, okay. Let's just try if this one will work. I just want to try my luck anyway. But if it doesn't work, we'll just go ahead and purchase it. Let's apply and see. No, it's not working. Right, so we just go ahead and place an order. We just go ahead and place an order, right? So confirm order. Do I have a card here? It's less than £1. I'm gonna be using less than £1. Uh, let me use card. Let me use card. I think I have. Do I have money inside this card? Do I? I think I have. Yes, I think I have money inside this card. Let me try it. Okay. Yes, use the selected card. Let's continue. No, I'm not saving anything. Continue. Okay, it's now $1.1, $1.18. So everything looks good. We just go ahead and pay. Okay, 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 okay. Why is it taking time? Why is it taking time? Sorry, I need to get some water. I feel thirsty. Why is it taking time? Let me check if I need to confirm anything from my card. It's not charging, right? What's going on? What's going on? It's stuck here. Maybe we should refresh. But if I should refresh now, it might end this session. Let me pause the video and see if it goes, so I don't make it too long. I don't want the video to be too long. It's already an hour video, so let me pause it. Okay guys, I think I just found out that the card was not approved. So I would have to change the card and try again. All right. So guys, what actually happened was that the card I selected before was an invalid card. I think that card has expired. I didn't the previous card, the last card I used to make a purchase on this website, I did not save it. So I will have to re-enter the card details again so I can check out. So I'll be pausing this video to do that. Once I'm done, I will resume it. So guys, I was able to add a new card. So let us pay now. Yes, this one will be accepted. I believe so. Okay. So we have made our purchase successfully. Okay. We have made our purchase successfully. So let's head back to our dashboard. Let's head back to our dashboard and see if the domain is there. Okay, you can see this is the one we just paid for now. You can see the dates, 10th of July. This is when it will expire, 10th of July 2027. Okay, so what next we're going to do now is to link it to our web server. All right, so we'll go down here, we'll go to advanced DNS. Remember where I went to? Let me go back again so it will be clearer. So once you come to, depending on the domain provider you're using, but it's almost the same thing throughout in every of the providers. The difference might be from the dashboard, but the process is the same thing. So you locate the domain you want to do DNS resolution. So on this one, you click on manage. So we'll go to advanced DNS. Okay, you can see these are the ones I did before. These are the ones I did before. Okay, this is the one we just did now. Did it do that automatically? We want to be hosting it. So what I'll do, I'm going to delete this record and create a new one. So I'm going to delete this record. Let me delete this. Let me delete this. Okay. So I've deleted the other one. So I'll just add a new record. So because we are using IP version 4, we'll be doing a record. A record is for IP version 4. So we'll go with a record. Then under the host, we can put at. Then here, we'll have to copy our public IP address, our web server public IP address. So we'll go back to, let's go back to our instance. Let's go back to our instance. Here is it. So this is the IP they're asking of now. Let me refresh it again. Okay. Okay. This is our public IP address. So copy that and head back to our DNS configurations. So paste that in here. Okay. Then leave it at automatic. Then save. Remember, if you're using the same domain for several clients, you can now use a subdomain. The name of the client here, it will now be the name of the client dot the domain name dot online. So I will save. Good. So we have been able to connect our domain to our web server. So let's check if the domain has propagated. Let's go to DNS checker. DNS checker. Let's see if it has propagated. Sometimes it can propagate within few minutes, but let's be sure it has propagated. Let's go here. So our domain is agency. Our domain is Stokers Agency dot online. Is that correct? Yes, it's a. So let's search. Okay, it has not propagated. It has not propagated. Okay, let's search with the IP. Let's search with the IP. It has not propagated. Let's go back there and refresh again. Let's go back there and refresh again. Okay, okay, this one has propagated. Netherlands have propagated. This has propagated. So let's wait for other ones. Let's wait for other ones. I don't know why it's taking time. I don't know why it's taking time to propagate. Let me check. I hope the IP has not changed. This is 100.5.4.4781. Let me check. I hope the IP didn't change, because if your IP changes, it will affect the domain connection, so it will not connect. So it's still the same thing. It hasn't changed. It hasn't changed. Yes, it hasn't changed. So let's give it time to propagate. Let's come back here and search again. What's going on? What's going on? Why are you taking that? Okay, maybe I have to troubleshoot something. Let me quickly make a troubleshoot and I'll come back. Okay, it has propagated. I needed to give it some time for it to propagate. So it has propagated now. So if we check here, all the regions, okay, not all now, but most of the regions are propagated. You can see that. So maybe we should give it some time again. Let's give it some time again. I really did not need to do anything, so I just needed to allow it propagate. Sometimes it happens almost immediately. Sometimes it could take minutes, it could take up to 1 hour, depending on the situation that moment. But let me just give it a little time for it to propagate fully to all the regions. Let me refresh again. Okay, so we're having more of it propagating. Okay, so you can see it's propagating. Okay, so we have India, China, Mexico. These three regions. I don't know why this Mexico always would not want to propagate. This is not the first time. I don't know why it happens like that. Maybe it's a peculiar issue. Maybe it's a peculiar issue. So let's give it a little time again. Let's give it one more time again. Let me refresh and search again. India, China, and Mexico. India, China, and Mexico. Let's see. Okay, I think China has propagated. You can see it there. China has propagated. Let's see if India will propagate. So let's give it a little time for India to propagate. So we might just ignore that of Mexico. If it's taking too long, we might just ignore this one. Okay, let me pause the video so that it's not be too long, and once it's fully propagated, I would come back. So guys, I've waited for some minutes now, but it's taking time to propagate the Mexico and India. So I think we'll just go ahead with the rest of our projects. So what next we need to do? Remember, we have been able to create our VPC, did our configurations and all that. So we've been able to connect our domain to our private web server. So next we'll be doing is to remotely access and deploy our web page. So I'll be using a simple web page, though I've not edited it. I wouldn't have time to do the edit now. Maybe if I have time, I might do a separate video on how to edit the templates. So I've got the templates that I downloaded from Bootstrap Made. I downloaded a template from here. I think yeah, this is the template I already downloaded. This Asha. So this is the templates website I will be uploading to my web server. So I would have edited it, but I wouldn't have time to do that now, and I don't think I have privilege to edit on a demo account. So I wouldn't be doing any editing now. So this is what the website will be looking like once we upload it to our server. Okay, I've downloaded it. So let me quickly open my computer. Let me open my downloads. Okay, I have it here. This is the zip file. You can see this is the unzip file. I already unzipped it. Okay, see the contents. These are the contents of the web templates. So if we go to this index.html, okay, you can see this is running from my computer actually. So I'll close it. So what will enable us to deploy this to our web server is our MobX instance. So we'll go and download that now. We'll go to Google. Once you come to Google, you can do MobX download. Yeah. So we'll go to all. So from here, we can download it. Open it in a new window. No, this is not the right link. This is not the right link. I think it should be this. It should be this. Let's try this one. Yeah, this is the link here. So we'll just click on download. We'll download this version, this installer version. So we downloaded it. So we head back. I think I haven't downloaded it before now. So we'll head back to where we downloaded it. So we'll have it here. So we'll quickly unzip it so that we'll be able to run the application. Unzip it to a folder. Okay, open the folder. Okay, see this is the installation guide. Let's see. So I think it's not a cracked version actually. Installer. Okay, let's use this one. Run as administrator. Or just double click on it. Double click on it. Okay, next. Accept terms and conditions. Next. So it will be installing on this directory, right? It will be installing on program files / mobex. So that's the directory to be installing. So next, then click on install. Yes. Okay, finish installation. Let's see if it's going to launch. Let's see if it's going to launch. Okay, it's not launching, so maybe we'll have to go and run it. It's not launching automatically, so let's go to the computer and launch it. So we have it here. You can see we have it here. So let's run it. Okay, it's opening up our terminal. Yes. So we have our terminal here. Okay, we'll be using our, should we use dark screen or what? Let's use dark screen. Yes, let's use dark screen. Let's use dark screen. Okay. Okay. So we'll have to log into, this is what we'll use to log into our server remotely. Okay. I want to be doing a full screen. Okay. So guys, we'll be logging into our MobX team. We'll be accessing our web server now from our MobX team. What's that name again? MobX team. MobX team. That's the name of the software. So we'll quickly go to, let me expand the screen. Let me expand the screen. So you go to session, go to SSH. Okay. Then it's asking us for our remote host and username. So how do we get this remote host? Let me minimize again. Let me close this. So to get our remote host, we'll go back to our VPC, VPC EC2 dashboard and retrieve our public IP. So we'll be using this public IP to access our server remotely. So copy that, then come back to MobX 10. Then I'll go back to section again, click on SSH. I'll paste the IP address here. Then username. Remember, we use Ubuntu. Our server is running on Ubuntu, so we'll type Ubuntu here. Ubuntu. Then click on Advanced SSH Settings. Then select Use Private Key. Remember, when we created our EC2 instance, we created a key pair which was downloaded to our system. The private key was downloaded to our system while the public key was saved on the server. So we'll quickly go and retrieve that private key now on our system. So I'll quickly click on this tiny dot here. I'll quickly click on this tiny dot here. Then I'll go So where was it downloaded? I'll go to downloads. I'll go to downloads. Okay, I named it remember. So this is the key here. So I'll select the key, open it, then click OK. Okay, it's asking of if this is the first time. It seems to be the first time you're connecting to the server. Yes, we are connecting for the first time, so we'll click on accept. So guys, you can see we are now inside our server. We are now inside our. So let me quickly confirm my working directory. I'll click pwd present working directory. Okay. So now what we'll be doing next is we'll be uploading our web server. Our web templates. We'll be uploading our web templates to our web server. All right. So now that we have logged in, let's also quickly confirm our IP address of our server. So I will just do curl ifconfig.io. Okay, you can see it shows us our IP address. This is our server IP address. All right. Since we have confirmed that we are now logged into our server now. So next we are going to do is to create a directory. So all the website content that we uploaded to our web server will be uploaded to a directory. So a directory simply means like creating a folder in your system. Okay, for example, this is your download. This is a download directory. Okay, inside this download directory, we have other sub directories inside, like folders. But in Linux, it's called what? Directory, not folder. So we'll be creating our directory now. So we'll quickly use our command mkdir. Then we'll name it. What are we going to name it? Web contents. Okay, so we are making a directory now. This is our command, all right, which means make directory. Then this is the name of the directory we are making now. So once we've done that, we hit enter. So we have created a directory. So let's navigate into the directory. So now say cd, which is change directory. We'll say web contents. You can see we are now in the web content directory. You can see it's very simple. We are now in the web content directory. So what next we're going to do is to upload our web content. Remember, this is what we are uploading. This is where our web content is. Let me open this unzipped file again. You can see this is the unzipped file. You can see these are the contents in that folder. So we'll be uploading everything to the web server, but we won't be uploading it as an unzipped file. We'll be uploading this zipped format. This is the only valid upload format that we have to use. So we'll go back to our directory. Remember, we are now in the web content directory. If you see it here, you can see this is the directory that we are now. So we are going to upload our web content inside this directory. All right. So how do we do that? We click on this X. You can see here. Let me highlight that. You can see this X icon. You click on the X icon. Click on the X icon, then navigate. Make sure we are inside this directory. You can see home ubuntu / web content. So make sure you are inside this directory. All right. So once you are sure you're inside the directory, you now click on this place to upload. You see the top arrow here. This one says download. This one says upload. So we are uploading from here. Then it opens up your computer. Let's go back to download. Let's locate our zip file again. Let me expand this. Okay, this is our zip file that we want to upload. This very one. This very one. You can see it. So we'll go ahead and upload it. You can see it's uploading down here. You can see uploading zip file. Good. Our file is uploaded. So how do we confirm that this file is inside this directory? We use the ls command. We use the ls command. Okay, can you see that now? Can you see that our file is already uploaded? Can you see that? Okay, can you see? You can see the file is uploaded now. Okay, now what are we going to do next? We have to unzip the file. All right, we have to unzip this file. So we have to install. If you check here, if you check my computer, you can see that when I right click, it says open with. Okay, so let me confirm my own. Okay, you see my own unzip package here is WinRAR. The one that is installed in my system is WinRAR, but we can still use this one or any other unzipping file, unzipping software that we can download or upload to our server. So we'll quickly use upload. We'll download the zip package. Okay, so how do we do that? Now, because we are logged into our server, with as a root user, but not from the root account. So whatever we're going to be doing here, for us to have the privilege of a root user, we'll be using the command sudo. This sudo tells the system to allow you make changes without you logging in from the root user, without being a root user. So this sudo command helps you to do anything you want to do from this back end without being a root user, and also have the privileges of a root user. So we're going to be using this command now. So what we'll do sudo apt install unzip. So confirm that. Okay, we have successfully installed the package. You can see that here. We have successfully installed the package. Okay, now what next are we going to do? We need to install our web server. The web server, the package that will be serving our web content to the public. Remember, let's go to the do list again. Okay, we've done this number 3. Then this is where we are now. Okay, I already have my template. I've uploaded my web template. Then we have done this. We have done this. Then what again are we going to do again? Okay, we have installed this. We have installed this. Then we now have to install our web service engine. Remember, there are different types of web service engine that we can use. Let me quickly make a quick search. Let me quickly make a quick search. Let me see. Of web server engine. Engines. Let's see. Though the one that we'll be using is the Nginx because it's lightweight and it doesn't run on the doesn't consume a lot of space. It's lightweight and has a good speed. So you can see this one is Apache server. There are a lot of them you can use, but we'll be using Nginx. All right, we'll be using Nginx web server. You can see that Nginx is an open source HTTP web server, reverse proxy, load balancer, and content cache, designed for extreme concurrency and low memory usage. It handles thousands of simultaneously connections, efficiently serving status content and routing traffic to back-end applications. So this is what we'll be using for our web server. All right, so what this typically means is that once we install this Nginx, it's going to be running on a port on our web server. So we now have to deploy our web content using this Nginx server. So let's go back and do that quickly. We'll go back to our command lines. So we have to install the Nginx. So how do we do that? We still use our sudo command. Remember, we are doing this inside the web content directory. We are doing this inside the web content directory. So we'll do that sudo apt install Nginx. Yes. Upgrading installation, removing, not upgrading. So let's see. Okay, it's giving us It's giving us an error. It's giving us an error. So what do we need to do here now? What do we need to do here now? Let's see if Nginx is running, if it is installed. Sudo system control status Nginx. Could not be found, which means it wasn't installed. It wasn't installed. Okay, let's check. Okay, let me check. I think I know what is wrong. Let me give access to. Let me go to my security group. Let me go to my security group. I think I need to give access to inbound traffic. Security group. Or I think that security group or route table. Let me check the route table first. Let me check the route table. I think I need to allow traffic in. There's my route table. Okay, this is my route table. Let's check the route table and know. So this is my route table. I'll quickly go inside. Edit routes. Okay. Yes, this is okay. Let's go to security group. Let's go to security group. Security group. Okay, this is the one that we created. This one. Let's go there. So let's edit our rules. This is our inbound rule. Okay, I don't know if my IP changed actually, but let's edit this rule. Edit rule. Okay, let's do anywhere. Okay, let's save the rules. So let's go back again to Mobex time and try to install let's install the Nginx again. So we're going to do sudo apt install Nginx. Yes. Yes. Okay, we are still getting the same error. We are still getting the same error. Let's go back there again. Okay, let's go to the security group. Outbound rules. This is okay. Inbound rules. Okay, let's go to subnets. Route table. Let's check our route table. This is our route table. Let's see edit routes and see. Okay. Okay. This looks good. Subnet association. Yes. Okay. Let me quickly make a troubleshoot. Okay, guys, I think I found what may be causing the issue. So we need to update our server first before we install anything. So let's quickly run an update on our server. So do sudo apt updates. We'll run that. Okay. So we have been able to update the system, but let me check again. So it's saying that some packages need to be upgraded. So I should run this command, right? I should run this command to update them. So I will just quickly copy this. I'll just copy this. Copy. I'll say sudo let me paste it. Sorry, I will have to type the command sudo apt list upgradable. So once I run that command now, it will update anything that needs to be updated on the server. So let's run the command. Okay, I don't need to use the sudo here. Apt list upgradable. Okay, good. So we have been able to upgrade all the packages that need to be upgraded on the server. You can see you can see a list of packages that been updated. So I will have to now my screen is getting too clustered. Okay, so I will now do upgrade sudo let me check my okay, so let me confirm my working directory. Okay, so let me see. Who am I? Okay, guys, I have to quit this interface now. My command line has gotten to the end line, so I'm using Q to quit this. Okay, so we are back now. We are back to our directories. So what I will need to do again is to do sudo apt upgrade okay. So remember this the last command I typed was for me to run a check. You can see the last command I run here to show me list of upgradable packages. So these are the things that we need to upgrade. You can see them. A lot of things that we need to upgrade on the server. A lot of things that we need to upgrade on the server. So you can see all these things now. Once I use this new command now, it will upgrade all these things. You can see Linux, AWS, resolve updates, all these things, Python 3, you can see a lot of things that we need to upgrade. So we quickly use this command now to upgrade them. So we type sudo apt upgrade. This simply means that we don't need the system to pop up questions whether we want to continue yes or no. So that's why we're adding this last command. So it's enter. So it's running an update now. Okay, 44%, 45. Yeah, we're almost there. Okay, we're almost there. We're almost there, guys. Okay, a lot of things needed to be upgraded. A lot of packages needed upgrade. Okay, okay, that's good. We have successfully upgraded all the things that needed to upgrade on the server. So now it's time to now install the Nginx. Remember, I told you that the Nginx is the web server that we're using to run our web content. So I'll be installing the Nginx now. So I'll quickly do sudo apt install Nginx. Yeah, guys, our Nginx has been installed. Our Nginx has been installed. So we have a web server now running on our private server. We have a web server now running. Okay, so next we're going to do, let me check our to-do list. um okay, okay, we have installed Nginx. So let's go back. So let's verify that the Nginx is running. Okay, so let's quickly do sudo system status Nginx. So our Nginx is active. Our Nginx is active and running. You can see it here. Okay, you can see. So now there is an important command that we need to also run, so that even if we stop our Nginx server and turn it on later on, the system will automatically come on without you going to enable manually enable the Nginx to start running. Okay, just like if I go to my taskbar now, if I go to my task manager now, okay, you see I have a lot of things running here. So what we're trying to do is that even if I shut down my system and turn it on again, there are some default applications that will start up with the system. I don't need to go and turn them on separately. Okay, like something like, let me see this. You can see I can end the task here. I can end the task. If I want to end this thing from running at the background, I can end the task. All right, so this is basically what we want to do now. We want to enable Nginx so that even though our system goes down and comes up, it will automatically start running without no one going to manually enable it. So what we're going to do is to run a sudo system enable what? Enable Nginx. Okay, so let's also confirm again. So it's enabled now. So even though our system goes down and comes up, it will automatically start running. So what we have to do next is we have to remove our default web page. Now, remember, let's go back to the internet. Remember that this is our web engine, web server engine. This very Nginx is what will run our web contents. Okay, so let's visit that website. Remember, it's Docker's agency. Let me even check if other regions that we are trying to propagate then, whether they later propagated. Let me check again. Let's check again if they have all propagated. The Mexico is also feeling very stubborn to do so, but we don't need to bother about that. We'll continue. So let's visit the web page. Let's visit the web page. Let's see what will happen. Docker's agency online. Sorry, I need to use the search bar. Okay, you can see nothing is showing up here. Sorry, I misspelled something. Online. Let's remove this because it is not secure now. It's not saving on this port now. The HTTPS is port 443, but our web content is not saving on that port now because it's not yet secured. Okay, so you can see the Nginx we installed. This is what is showing now on our web server. All right, so now we have to now locate this file, because whenever you install Nginx on your web server, it automatically creates a folder, a directory, right? The directory that is showing this welcome to Nginx. There's a directory that is showing this welcome to Nginx. So we'll have to locate that directory and remove the default file inside this directory. Remove the default file. So let's go back to our control command line interface. So how do we do that? So we'll navigate to change directory. We are www slash html. So this is the default directory. This is the default directory that whenever you install an Nginx on your web server, it will automatically create this directory, and there is a file inside this directory that we need to remove. So let's navigate. So now we are now inside the Nginx directory. So let's list and see what is inside here. Okay, so guys, you can see this file. You can see this file. This is what is showing that welcome to Nginx. So if we still want to confirm what is inside this file, we can cut it out. We can cut it out. That's index.nginx.debian.html. So let's cut it out. Okay, guys. So cat is a way of reading a content of a file. It's a command for reading a content of a file. So let me check where that welcome to Nginx. Okay, guys, you can see it here. You can see it here. Welcome to Nginx. You can see welcome to Nginx. This is what we are seeing here. If you come here, you can see it. Welcome to Nginx. So you can see that this is what we saw on that website. All right. So we need to change. We need to remove the file. Okay. We need to remove the file. So let me go back to the previous directory. Okay. pwd. All right. Change directory. Web contents. Okay. Then let's enter the default directory created by Nginx. So we'll do change directory. We are HTML. Sorry guys. Let me see what is inside here. Okay, change directory. Um, okay, so we are now inside that directory. So we want to remove this file. So we want to remove the file. So we are using sudo irf index.nginx dot debian slash debian dot html. So you can see the command we are using here. So this is the command we're using. So we are trying to delete recursively all the contents in there in this directory. Okay. So once we run that command now, it's going to delete that very file. It will delete that very file. Okay. So let's do ls again. You can see, guys, there is nothing in that directory again. It has been removed. Right? It has been removed. Okay, guys. So we have removed this file. So next, we want to move this web content, this web templates. Remember, I uploaded this. All right. We want to move this web content into this directory. We want to move it into this directory. Okay. But before we do that, we'll first of all unzip that very file. All right. So let's cd to the directory I'll go back again, web contents. Okay, so let's unzip the file. Let's unzip the file. Unzip. What's the file name? Asha. I don't know if it is case sensitive. Asha. Asha.zip. Hope it's not case sensitive. Okay, it says file not masked. Okay, let's see. Unzip Asha. Why is it giving us that? Do I need to use this sudo command? Let me list again what is inside. Okay. Unzip Asha. Let's see. Okay, let's do this one again. Unzip Asha. This should be the file name. Yes. Cannot find the file. Why? What's going on? What's going on? Let me try again. Do I need to use sudo command? Do I need to use sudo command again? Unzip. Let me select the file. Sure. Why is it showing error? Okay, let me try. I've used the sudo command. I think the file is sensitive. The file name is case sensitive, so let me try that again. Unzip asha.zip. I don't know if okay, let's do that. Okay guys, it has successfully unzipped. I think I was using the wrong the file name was sensitive, so I needed to use capital letter A. So let's list again and see if it has entered. Okay guys, see that we have the unzipped one here, and we have this we have the unzipped one here, and this is the zipped one. So we have to remove the unzipped one, all right, so that we won't be need taken. So we have to remove that. Sudo rm remove asha.zip. So let's okay guys, we have removed the other one. So next is to copy this. We're going to copy this into the Nginx default directory. All right, we're going to copy that into Nginx default directory. So we're doing sudo cp is for copy everything in asha. Okay, copy everything, and we're going to state the destination. This is the source. All right, this is the source, and we're going to use this command. This is the source, so this is the destination, var / html. So we are basically moving everything in this folder to this directory. All right, remember that this is what okay, let me show you again. After we removed the default file that was inside this Nginx, let's see what is now showing there. Let's see what is showing there. You can see it's saying forbidden. That means there is no file inside here again. So it's just showing the version of the Nginx that is running on that web server and Ubuntu. All right, so we're going to replace we're going to move our web content into this Nginx directory. So I've stated my command sudo cp copy everything here and move it to this directory. It's as simple as that. Okay, so once I've done that, I'll quickly hit enter. Okay guys, let's confirm if it has moved. So let's confirm HTML. Okay, let's list again. Okay guys, you can see that we have been able to move our web content to the engineers directory. So let's confirm again from our web server, and let's confirm from the browser and see if it has changed. Refresh. Okay guys, you can see that our website is now live, right? Our website is now live, but we still have something to do. If you check here, you can see that it's not yet secured. You can see that it is not yet secured. All right, so for example, if I go to this other websites, let me see. If I go to any website like this one, if you check here, you see a key. There's a key here. You can see. You want to confirm the security here. Let's check. Let's check. Okay. Issued by V1 Google Trust Services. So guys, what we need to do again is that we need to sorry guys, we need to secure our websites. Okay, we need to secure our websites. So to do that, we'll go back to our command line interface, and we're going to be installing our certificates authority. We're going to be installing our certificate authority. Who are we going to be using? We'll be using Let's Encrypt. We'll be using Let's Encrypt. We'll be using Let's Encrypt. Okay. We'll be using Let's Encrypt to secure our websites. All right. So how do we do that? So before we do that, we'll have to install a chatbot. All right. We have to install a chatbot. Sorry guys. So we have to install a chatbot. That chatbot will help us get our certificates from Let's Encrypt. So let's go back to our command line, and remember we are still in this directory. So whatever we are doing now, we are doing it inside this directory. So how do we install our chatbot? So quickly do sudo install chatbots. Okay, click enter. Unexpected error. What's that? Okay. So I'll try that again. Um, Let me change directory, come back again. Um, okay, so we are here now. Now, 17 open ports. Top 100 ports.
All right, I think our recording has started. Uh, open open port is what? 80. For you to access the server like using SSH, to access the server like this one you are seeing here, you access the server and log into the server is what? Is what? 22. Okay. So you need to learn about what? Ports in Linux. Ports, right? In network ports, or got network what? Ports number numbers. There are list of what? Different types of what? Ports we have. And port ranges from what? Ranges from 1 to what? 0 to what? 6,5535. From what? 0 to what? 6,5535. So this they are called what? Port numbers. And who are in charge of it? The same INA that are in charge of what? IP address. They are the one in charge of what? Port number registry. There are port numbers that are called open ports, and the ones that are what? Known ports. Look at these ones. These ones you are seeing here. We have ports. We have ports that are what? We have ports here. We have ports that is called what? Well-known ports. It ranges from 0 to what? 1 to 23. With nobody else. And then coming to SSH, I'll say it's only me that should access it, nobody else. Right? What else? It's only HTTPS that is safe. Right? So it's not no says what? 222.170. It is get our IP address. Domain is enabled. Guys, look at it. 44, and this is the port you saw. Guys, can we see that there are ports that are open? What's the name of the server? Hey. Guys, can we see some things that we are discovering now? Our IP address is this. Is it lying? Is stuff lying, guys?
No.
Look at it. Our server is called what? Look at it. Let it not be say smart is doing magic. Our server is IP address is what? Ending with what? 222170. And our port scan says what? 222.170. It is get our IP address. Domain name of that server. Look at it here. Public here. Look at it. Public domain name of the server. It got it. Port 22 is enabled. Look at it on our security. So 22 is enabled. Please see it here. It cannot run. You see it here. HTTP is enabled. Can you see? So this is variable right now. They can use it to scan us, to hack us. Look at it here. Is enabled. Guys, look at it. 443 is enabled, which is what the secured port. This is secured for management. This is secured. But look at this, guys. This is open. This is open. This is open to a general public. Like if you come to this one, you can see that it's secure. The source is, everybody can access it, right? Can we see? Everybody can access this thing. Can you see? Everybody can access this. So, but guys, we need to close this one and open it for only us that will access it. Close this one, open for access all us that access it. So leave there, this one should be open for public. So this one will now be secured. They will not be able to see these ones, guys. They won't be able to see this one, guys. I'm using the right way to inject security alongside, okay? So what do we need to do now? For as a security personnel, these are the reports I've already given to us. What we need to do is what? We need to do what? We need to only open this one so that people online can only see this one, but these ones are not seeable. You can see the version of what Nginx that we are using. That's the version of this. You can see the version of what SSH we are using, which is also what you can do. So what we need to do now is to disable those ports. So we go to this place and to edit this port so we can open this thing, remove those ports now, you edit it, right? So this SSH, this one now, we need to put it, instead of everybody, put it only our IP address. Only our IP, right? Say my IP. So only me that should access it, nobody else. And then coming to SSH, I'll say it's only me that should access it, nobody else. Right? What else? It's only HTTPS that is safe. I'll save. That we are using, that's the version of this. You can see the version of what SSH we are my scanning. I'll go to this stuff. You won't be able to see this one, guys. I'm using the right way to inject security alongside. Okay. So what do we need to do now? For as a security personnel, these are the reports you have already given to us. What we need to do is what? We need to do what? We need to only open this one so that people online can only see this one, but these ones are not seeable. You can see the version of what Nginx that we are using. That's the version of this. You can see the version of what SSH we are using, which is also what you can do. So what we need to do now is to disable those ports. So we go to this place and to edit this port so we can open this thing, remove those ports now, you edit it, right? So this SSH, this one now, we need to put it, instead of everybody, put it only our IP address. Only our IP, right? Say my IP. So only me that should access it, nobody else. And then coming to SSH, I'll say it's only me that should access it, nobody else.
So DNS port 53 is open to everybody. And this one is open. This one is open. TCP transfer country port. Family rules. Rules. UDP DNS, TCP DNS. So you're closing this one and closing this one. let me, okay. You can see that they were all open before. You can see this. They were all open. So let me rescan again and see if we have closed it. Let me rescan again. Let me go to new scan, port scan. Let me scan again. TCP. Let's scan again. So let's see if we have been able to close those open ports except the secure one. I will pause this video so that it can quickly scan and I'll come back. Okay guys, it has finished scanning. Remember before it was 3 open ports that were found. 3 open ports were found before we close down some of the ports. So let's see again which of the port that is open now. You can see guys, we are only serving these very ports to the public. Okay, this is the only port we are serving to the public now. So our website is well secured now. All right, our website is well secured now, and no intruder can access us in a bad way. So that is it for there. So I've been able to finish all the to-do list here. So I've been able to finish and deploy a website right from creating my VPC down to uploading my web content. All right, so you can see where we started from this rough sketch. All right, uploaded our web content and did some minor security. So that's it guys. Thank you for staying with me throughout this journey. I'm still learning and trying to document whatever progress I'm making. So from time to time, I'll also be updating us on my progress so far. So I'm going to be sharing this to my LinkedIn accounts and leave a link in case you're a beginner. Also, this could help you as one of the ways to learn a practical aspect of deploying a website just from the beginning. You can see what we did here is from the beginning till the end of it. No step was skipped. So as a beginner, this will go a long way to help you learn from the beginner aspects. And I hope I've been able to make impact with this video. And thank you for watching. Bye bye.